In this module, we will discuss the syntax for the Goto application. This is a very useful and effective application for routing calls to different locations in the asterisk dial plan. This gives the administrator a great deal of control over call flow. We will discuss some usage examples for Goto in dial plan jumping as well as loops. It is important at this point to at least be familiar with the basic dial plan structures of contexts, extensions, and priorities. We recommend viewing the Dialplan Basics chapter if you have not done so already. The arguments provided to the Goto application together form the destination the call will be moved to. This can be either a context, extension, and priority, an extension and priority, or simply just a priority. When specifying a priority, priority labels may also be used instead of explicit priority numbers. Remember, an extension must exist inside of a context, so we can think of the fully qualified name for an extension as extension at context, or 6001 at internal_users. Additionally, the priority is the sequence number for lines in an extension, and there will always be at least one. So to identify a specific point in the dial plan, the full path to the context, extension, and priority must be provided. If the context or the extension are omitted, asterisk will assume the current context and the current extension. The most specific way to pass arguments to Goto is to supply a context, extension, and priority. Using this format, you can jump to any point in the dial plan. This extension in our dial plan serves as a great example of this. Here we have an S extension to match incoming analog calls in the from external context. Goto routes the call to the AA_menu context at the first priority in the S extension. The next valid argument syntax is extension and priority. This will move the call to the specified location within the context that the Goto application is invoked from. In our auto attendant, we saw the syntax in action. Take note in this example, the priority is a label in place of the specific priority number. For the I extension, the Goto application will send the call to the S extension in the current context at the label named menu beginning. Remember, a label is an arbitrary string. Here we have picked a name that is logical and easy to follow. This label simply denotes the beginning of the menu where we play our prompt of instructions. This allows for a basic loop in the dial plan that will give the caller the opportunity to input a valid extension. When a solitary argument is passed to the application, this represents a dial plan priority. Remember that the priority is the sequence number for an extension. In this example, the call is routed to the specified priority, priority 1, of the extension that invoked the Goto application. To conclude, let's review the Goto application's basic syntax. Our arguments must be a specified context, extension, and priority anywhere in the dial plan, an extension and priority in the current context, or a priority in the current extension. This chapter has focused on the usage of asterisk dial plan and its applications and functions in constructing the interaction most typically desired in a business PBX. Looking ahead to the intermediate and advanced dial plan chapters, we will delve into more advanced components such as variables, expressions, and functions. For the moment, we'll take a break from the dial plan to further our discussion of VoIP. In the next chapter, VoIP fundamentals.